Bro, this hair is like crazy. She's like a little strand. Just gonna poke me in the eye one day. What's good? Welcome back to the channel. And I know what you're thinking. Is this guy really gonna do every single video in the house? Well, first of all, let me do what I want. And secondly, I know it's locked down, okay? What do you want me to do outside? But in today's video, what I'm basically doing is continuing off my story of being deaf part 2. A lot of you actually enjoyed the first one. It's almost got 100 views, so focus. So I'm gonna continue off with it again. And now let's just get right into it. So I woke up from the surgery and I can't immediately remember as I woke up from the surgery because obviously I was still woozy from the drugs and all the meds and stuff like that. But I remember waking up and it was just complete silence. And keep in mind, before I even had the surgery, I was still able to hear for a bit. But now, after the surgery, it was just dead silence. I didn't know what to do. I woke up and all I felt, my head was just heavier than it usually is. And I realized now that my head was literally covered in bandages. How I wish I had that picture from when I was in the hospital bed. I don't remember any sort of pain or anything like that. It was just more of discomfort and soreness. Because keep in mind, the car was basically like this long and then all right behind my ear. Focus, man. Bro, I remember when the nurses were trying to talk to me in the hospital. Bro, I cannot hear you. So according to my mom, since she stayed with me in the hospital, I was there overnight and then I left the next morning. That's not how I remember. I remember that I was there for at least one full day and then I left the morning after that. So after I left the hospital, I had to recover for like a week or two. It doesn't really take that long. I did miss out a couple of school, but honestly, it was preschool. What's so point about that? But then after you recover for at least a month, here comes the next process. And so here's how this works. A month after your surgery, you go back to the hospital, and what they do is that they finally give you your cochlear implants. It's a process called pairing, but what a lot of people would say is hearing for the first time. It's not my first time hearing, but it is definitely my first time hearing with the cochlear implants. Now, surprisingly, I don't remember that day. But basically the way it works is that you go back to the hospital, they take you in, they check to make sure you're shielded up and everything. They give you your first ever cochlear implants. And then with the audiologist does for that, she would turn you off from her computer just for dramatic effect. And then boom, you can hear. So after getting my cochlear implants, it was time for me to go back to school. I'm not going to describe every single day of preschool or just school in general, but I'm just going to sum up what basically is. So when you have a disability and you go to school, they have these teachers called itinerant teachers. The names might be different in some cases. Sometimes they're called para, sometimes they're called spec-ed, sometimes they're called assistant teachers. For me, it was an itinerant teacher. And basically what these itinerant teachers are is that they're basically just regular teachers, except they help students with hearing loss. And the reason they are is because even though we can hear, it's not very perfect. And we can miss out on a lot of things like the teacher says, or we sometimes don't understand what they're saying. So what these itinerant teachers do is basically they help us with our homework, they help us with extra work. They basically just give us help. That's pretty much what it is. But I remember in preschool, so obviously our preschool had a little small playground. It was like a park. And me and these other two kids who also have cochlear implants, whenever we wanted to go on the slide, we would have to take off our implants, give it to the teachers, and go on the slide. I don't know why, I guess because they don't want us to lose it. So fast forward to elementary school, I basically had these things called FM systems. Basically what FM system is these devices specifically made for people with hearing loss. So whether you have a cochlear implant, whether you have a hearing aid, it's made for you. And what these devices do, it projects volume from the teacher to our ears. Think of it as a microphone, except we can hear it. Magic. These FM systems were made so that we don't miss out on what the teacher is saying, but obviously it's not perfect. So let me show you the FM I have right now. This right here was called the Easy Pen, and it's very simple. All you have to do is make sure it's connected. Take it out, put it on your neck, and then boom. Our iPods had this thing called receivers, which receive the input. A teacher was talking to this, and we would hear it in our AirPods. So all we had to do was plug in these small little like USBs and plug them in our AirPods. And the teacher would just have to wear this around their necks and talking to it. What I had in grade 1 was very different. So the teacher had to wear these like headsets. It was like gaming headphones. They had to wear these headsets with their own mic. And in the room there would be this ginormous speaker. I don't even know what's the point of the speaker. And guess what I had to wear? It was this big old belt. Like I had my own Gucci belt. And the belt had these 2 little boxes. Those boxes are the receivers. And I always have to plug it from the belt to the recommending point. And it barely works. It was just probably the worst FM system I've ever had in my life. So fast forward to grade 2 and 3, I was in these classrooms called contained classrooms. The whole point of those classrooms is basically a specialized classroom for students with hearing loss. And I would say those classes were kinda dumb. And I'm telling you, bro, these classes, you're basically stuck in this one classroom. There was no gym, no music, no arts, no nothing. And if we ever need to ask a question, like if we can go to the washroom, if we can get a drink of water, or just a question in general, we had to do it in sign language. Speaking of sign language, I actually don't know any sign language. All I know that it means stop. I don't know what. But I don't really use sign language as my way of communication. I can talk, so I'm good with that. If I did sign language, this whole entire video would have been sign language. So after I finished grade 3, I left those HOH classes. I'm not sure why. I guess my parents wanted me to go to regular classes. So I was in normal classes, but I basically needed to get an entertainment teacher. Now again, I'm not going to describe every single year of school, but every year I needed an entertainment teacher from the moment I started school to the moment I graduated high school. And then every year I would have to go back to my hospital and get checkups and stuff like that. Just like how you do with your eyes, your teeth, and all that stuff. I had to do it for my hearing. So in school, I had this thing called an IEP. IEP stands for Individual Education Plan. IEPs are meant for students who are struggling in school and they need some sort of like a plan to help them succeed in school. Yeah, you know, I had one. Not because I was struggling in school, but because IEPs are also for students who have disabilities. Stuff in my IEP will always be like extra time on homeworks, tests, projects, exams. Require us to teach you to wear FM, will need additional help, and basically all sorts of stuff. When I said that our hearing is not 100% perfect, it's really not. You guys know that meme where it's like, a person is trying to tell you something, but you keep saying, what? And then you're like, please don't give up on me, I'm really trying. That's how we be like, whenever someone is trying to tell us something, and you say, oh, never mind. What do you mean, never mind? This guy's texting me saying that his girl wants to play Fortnite. So go play Fortnite, kid. I got you on video, fam. Just smack the phone stand. Anyways, back to the video. So some of the limitations we have when we are deaf and we have cochlear implants. Well, there's many limitations. 1, obviously, our hearing is not perfect. 2, we can't go in the shower or go in the water with these on. 3, we get the most peaceful. Okay, I nearly dropped my water there. Stay hydrated. This is not what you guys think it is, okay? It's just water. It's water. We get the most peaceful sleep. So obviously these need to charge, so at night time we take them off, we put the charge, and we get the most peaceful sleep, yo. Number 4, I don't know. We also can't go into an MRI, into a metal detector, or get a CT scan. The reason for that is because those things are either metal, or they detect metal. And whenever I have magnets inside my head, for a metal detector like at an airport or something like that, it's not a big deal. If we do walk into it, it's obviously going to set an alarm. But it is serious as you think it is, because the officers may think that we're trying to smuggle something internally. How do we avoid it? Simple. You give them a card that basically says that you have a hearing disability, that you require to wear implants, that you cannot go to a metal detector, and that you consent to be first searched. I have been to a metal detector once, and it was in Jamaica, and they basically said, it's okay, just go through. So I'm like, okay. For an MRI and a CAT scan or a CT scan, it's a little different. So obviously you know what MRI is. It's a giant Lego circle that you go inside and they get like an X-ray or internal scan of your body. The problem with that is though is that it's made of metal and it attracts metal and magnets. So if I was to go in there right now, I would feel so much pressure in my head, and because the magnet is trying to like connect with the MRI then. And I'm sure you know the rest, it's just painful. So there are two things we can do. One, either I get a surgery and remove the magnet, but I can never get a surgery to get my money back, meaning that I'll be dead forever. Or, many of these cochlear implant companies are MRI approved, so it's safe for someone who has a cochlear implant to go into the MRI. I'm not 100% sure with mine, but it's hopefully it's approved. So you're probably wondering, do these cost money? Obviously. But here's the best part. We're in Canada, fam, so obviously the cost of these implants are covered by insurance, and these things have a warranty about 4 years, so every 4 years I have to get new ones and pay for new ones. So you're probably wondering, how do I listen to music? Because I'm deaf in here, but I'm not deaf here, so obviously I can't really use these things. It doesn't even look like an AirPod, it just looks like a square yellow. Can I not talk? I use this thing. So just kind of think of it as an AirPod. It's a Bluetooth device that I can just connect my AirPods to my phone or to my computer, and I can listen to music without even using AirPods or anything like that. It does kind of look strange that I'm just walking down the street and then I'm going, and I don't even have any headphones or AirPods in. And the best part is that I can play them as loud as I can and not damage my ears. So screw you headphone users. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. These are not even mine anyway, so yeah. So let's kind of fast forward into now, because I'm sure you get the basic details of what happens in school with my FMs, my IEPs, itinerary teachers, all that sort of stuff. But I'm finished school, I graduated school last year. So here I am trying to find a job for my apprenticeship, but COVID doesn't want me to happen. But if you're wondering how I deal with my hearing loss and other stuff in the workplace, in college, university, everyday life. So obviously in the workplace, I actually don't often use my FM. I guess it's because I don't really need it exactly. But if I do need it, I just bring this and I just carry it around with me. And sometimes if my uniform has like a pocket, I'll just put it in here and I'll be able to hear the customers or my boss or my coworker. In terms of college, you actually can use your IEP in college. It's obviously a little bit different compared to elementary school and high school. Is that you have the responsibility. You have to let them know that you have an IEP. You have to let them know you have a disability. You have to let them know what you need exactly, and they will help provide for you. And of course, you don't have to buy your own FMs. They will actually provide the FMs for you. The major reason I buy my own is because for apprenticeship, I do have to do schooling, but it's only like roughly 10 months worth of school. And I don't know if they're going to provide me FMs, but I just did it just in case. So now that I'm an adult, what does that mean for me in terms of money, in terms of finance, in terms of taking responsibility for my implants? So obviously now I don't go to a children's hospital anymore for checkups. I go to an adult hospital. And actually, just like anyone who has a disability, they get funds for retirement disabilities, income support, health tax credits, and all that stuff. Am I ashamed of being deaf? Nah. I actually enjoy being deaf, you know. Whether you have a disability or not, or it doesn't matter what you got. We're all unique in our own ways, and that's what I like about myself. If you guys are studying to be an audiologist, just know you have a lot of responsibilities. Because you technically have a file, and whenever we need to apply for any sort of income, health taxes, or any sort of like that, that's what we need you for, to confirm that it's our disability. Besides intended teachers, during my time in elementary school, I had speech pathologies, and they were the meanest persons ever. One speech pathologist I had she was just done with me. I would just keep messing up, and she was just done with me. And then the other one wouldn't even let me think for 2 seconds about what she just said, and just said, hurry up, say it, let's go, I got time, let's go. Man, I am grateful for the friends I have right now. Because even though how many times I can't hear them, or even know how many times I stutter with my words, they will always love me no matter how much I'm an idiot. Whew. Well, that's the end of the story. I'm surprisingly two-person this. But I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. I hope you guys wanted to learn a little more about me. But that's it for today's video. If you guys do enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It will very much help me a lot. I'm trying to spread my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. So definitely help me give support that I need. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.